Okay, Kent. This is an interesting question or comment or discussion topic. Give some, save some, spend some. Sounds simple. So that's kind of my mantra in my life. I like to give some money, save some money, or invest, and spend some money in that order. But when you actually try to live it out intentionally rather than an afterthought, especially with mortgages, costs of living pressures, etc., particularly in cities like Sydney, the give some part raises questions that I'd be keen to hear others' thoughts on. So you can just search the Facebook group for this. 1, do you think about giving as a percentage of income, savings, or something else? 2, what feels sustainable for you over the long term? So when you are, I don't know, in your job as kind of like the property coach dude, you would obviously have some broader chats around spending and saving and budgets and whatnot. What are you seeing out there from people? Are they givers? Are they not? How do you think you'd pluck this chicken?
Yeah, so I think the first part of it is you've got to get your own situation sorted first, right? Now, whether that's giving to others, giving to kids, giving to whoever, it's very hard to do that if you haven't got your ducks in the row. So that's the first part of it, and I'm sure Kent has, but knowing that the cost of living's gone up, the ability to save is becoming harder and harder. So I think there's never one version of this, but we've got to be comfortable in our own situation as to what we can give. Right now, whether it's $1, $10, or $100, or $1 million, it's the ability to think that we're helping someone else and not just looking after our own situation. So I think there's never one template for this, and I don't think a percentage that says you must give this away. I think it's just relative to your situation, your time in life. Is it just you? Is it you and your partner? Is it you with 3 kids? Is it you with a dog? Like, it's got to work for you, and you've got to be comfortable and content with that, because otherwise we're just sitting there comparing to someone else. That situation's totally irrelevant to us.
It reminds me of actually in the Quick Start Guide to Investing book, we talk about, setting your frameworks and foundations and whatnot. It reminds me of when someone rocks up and listens to this podcast for the first time and they want to sort their money out. It's actually really hard for them to read something that says you should invest 20% of your earnings and then do everything else.
Yeah.
I mean, that's cute because I've got my life going on and all that. It's easier for I think, Max, you've been talking about, becoming a man and getting a car and a job and all that stuff. It's easier for someone coming online for the very first time with a real budget to actually build in that habit and the behavior to say, from day one when I get paid, I'm saving or investing 20%.
That's right.
So I think we just need to chill out when people say, oh, you must give X amount or you must. This give some, save some, spend some. That's just what I do. Now, I'm not prescriptive with the amounts. So if, especially with mortgages, cost of living pressures, etc., particularly in Sydney, I mean, if your power bill's overdue, but you're giving $200 away a month to the John Pigeon Wildlife Foundation, I mean, what a scam.
Yeah,
but
and
also
credit card debt and everything else.
I think it has to be in you got to do things in the right order.
Yeah.
And if now is not the time to give financially, it's more of this intent posture for life. Don't be a taker, be a giver.
Yeah.
Now that could be giving blood. It could be cooking meals for a new mum or someone who's just had surgery, or Glenn James in Newcastle. Any of those examples. I mean,
it comes in all shapes and sizes.
Yeah. So I think I like how they've actually thought about this, because there is this thought of like, I would like to be a giver.
Yeah.
And different times can change, and you might, if you got $1,000 bonus or won $1,000 on a scratchy or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, you might say, well, any money that I get that comes in my door as a windfall that wasn't expected, we like to give 10% of that or 20% or I just really want, I just think it's all about balance in life, because
Totally.
if you're doing one of these things out of balance, it's not a good outcome.
No.
So if you're giving all your money away, you're neglecting your own house and your power bill and maybe what your kids need. If you're saving all your money or investing, well, you might not be enjoying the now or living in the now. You might be so focused on future you and squirreling money away, there's no joy there. But if you're spending all your money, well, you need to look after your future.
Yeah.
And also don't be so selfish and indulgent. Maybe you can help someone else.
Yeah,
so
balance.
I just thought it's a really good discussion point to talk about.
Reluctant to ask this question, but do you see a percentage there for giving? Like, do you say 5%, 10%? Like, because I contradict what we've both spoken about. But if someone like Kent's sitting there, is there actually a guide where you'd say, well, 5%'s good, 10%'s even better, like 20%'s the norm? Like it's
yeah. Well, I don't know. I think the Lord only asked for 10, so that could be a good guide in someone's life.
Yeah. Because I feel 10's a good.
And you've got to realise most giving in Australia is tax deductible as well.
Yes.
So maybe you could pitch it as a 10 to start with. But I just think if the heart is there based on your situation, I don't think it's really that crazy to try and strive to I don't know, like you've heard about this effective altruism movement where, have you heard of that? No. So Peter Singer was involved in it, Sam Harris and all that. And it was basically like, I want to give to effective charities only. So Peter Singer's book, The Life You Can Save.
Yeah.
And don't at me, everyone, but his whole thing was like, it costs $5,000, this is an example similar to what he said, to train one guide dog to help one person who's short of sight and all that.
Yeah.
However, that $5,000 through the Fred Hollows Foundation could maybe stop 100 people going blind to start with.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a philosopher and all this stuff.
Yeah.
But I just think it's as long as you're intentional and the giving's effective.
Yes.
I've got the view I don't give to people wearing high-vis stuff outside the chemist or at Newcastle.
Knocking on your door.
Yeah. Or any of that stuff, because I don't think that's effective, because it's just my vibe. I said to one, I was leaving the chemist at Newcastle the other day and there was two people there. My first comment is, when I was walking in the chemist, they tried to go me.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh no, don't worry, I'm poor. Like,
yeah.
I've got no money. Then on the way out, they're like, can we have a chat? I said, look, I don't want to be rude, but I'm not sure I like this charity needing two people paid to stand here to ask for money.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I think a lot of people think, well, where is this money? Where does it end up?
Yeah.
Like in a lot of cases.
But just have some guiding principles, Kent, and maybe it is it'd be sweet one day as a household if we got our giving to 5% or 10%.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be today.
No.
Doesn't even have to be prescriptive.
Yeah, still you're comfortable with.
Yeah, build it into your budget. So thank you so much for that, Kent. Hey, it's Glenn here. Thank you so much for watching today's video. You made it to the end. Can I ask a favor? Can you hit that like button and maybe hit subscribe if you want to get notified when we release further videos just like this one, whether you watch the Money, Money, Money podcast or Retire Right. And remember, if you want to learn more about investing, I've got an investing book, The Quick Start Guide to Investing, and there's a link in the description to get your hands on a copy. Thank you so much. Bye.